Well, hello there, and you join us here today to answer the question, is Tag Heuer a real luxury watch brand? If you're looking to buy or sell a watch, check out Watchfinder.com. Tom, Tag Heuer, it's the entry-level Swiss luxury watch brand, but we've seen prices creeping up recently, and we've heard the question being asked, is it really a watch brand, a luxury Swiss watch brand? We've got a watch here today to try and answer that question, but what's your general vibe on Tag Heuer as a whole?
I think it's fair to say, yeah, they're a luxury watch brand. Their name commands a certain amount of respect. I think they've got a decent amount of heritage and history. I think their logo is iconic. Everyone recognises that.
That logo is a good place to start off, really, because I think perhaps some of the animosity towards Tag Heuer is because it used to be just Heuer.
Right.
Back in the 80s when it was struggling, the conglomerate Techniques d'Avant-Garde, which is like a holding company, got involved with various different things, including the Porsche Motorsport F1 engines, purchased Heuer, and it became Tag Heuer, and the pieces that came out in the 80s and 90s were not so tasteful, shall we say.
Okay.
And I think it's had to have a bit of a rebirth to try and earn that reputation back. And this is a watch that I think you'll agree has gone some way to doing that. Tom, do you remember the glass box chronograph that we saw at Watches and Wonders this year? What was your take on that?
Yeah, that's a beautiful watch. It's a beautiful refinement of the Carrera, I think, and one of the highlights of the show for me. I think it's probably going to end up somewhere in my best watches of 2023. I really love what they've done with the Carrera with this watch. You know me, I love a good lozenge, and when a watch resembles one of those, that's a good time. You know, I often equate good design with does it look edible? I think, I don't know if that's a rule in product design, but
I'd really agree with you there. They took the Carrera, they didn't try and play too much on the vintage aesthetic, but they created something new with that glass that acts as the bezel and the crystal, really deeply dished over the dial.
Deep dish.
But also the correct sizing. 39... stuffed crust, pepperoni, Carrera. But it also has a good size. It's 39 millimeters with short lugs, so it wears really well, really universally. They didn't stumble across any of those hurdles that some of these brands seem to trip up over when they do reimagine their watch collection. This specifically is a version of that called the Skipper. No, it's completely unrelated to any kangaroo friends, and it's more related to the nautical theme. So this watch is inspired by an older watch by then Heuer, which was also inspired by the 1967 America's Cup winning yacht called the Intrepid. And you'll notice those the variety of colours, those interesting colours, those are based off the colour of the boat's deck. And of course, in shipping parlance, skipper means captain, so synergy.
All adds up.
It does. In 2017, Hodinkee did a limited edition Skipper with the Carrera that was available at the time, and now we've got a new Skipper, the Tag Heuer Skipper. What do you think, first impressions of that colour scheme?
It's interesting. I wasn't sure if it was a bit of a clash, but I think it's actually quite pleasing. It certainly stands out, doesn't it? They're saying the Intrepid deck is teal, Intrepid teal. It's quite easy to get bogged down in the turquoise spectrum, isn't it? Mint green, aquamarine, teal. I don't know what's going on there. Tiffany blue. But I think it's quite a pleasing palette. I quite like it.
Yeah, it definitely speaks to that late 60s, early 70s colour palette of blues and oranges and greens and colours that don't necessarily quite go together, but somehow work.
Yeah.
And also very much benefits from the current obsession with Tiffany blue.
Sure, yeah, there's definitely a Wes Anderson kind of feeling, Life Aquatic vibe going on, isn't there?
So this is based on the 2023 39mm glass box chrono, so you get all of that good stuff going on with it. The date at 6 o'clock, 100 meters water resistance. It's got the caliber TH20-06, which was formerly known as the caliber Heuer 02, but it got a bit confusing calling it the Tag Heuer Heuer 02. So it's just TH20 now, which gives you 80 hours of power reserve. And it's also just 13.9mm thick, including that big crystal. So it wears incredibly well. But you might look at it and think, oh, yes, everything is lovely there. But there is some contentious points, Tom. There are some contentious points. Have you spotted the issues with this watch?
The word skipper on the subdial, I suppose, might be a point of contention. But no, I think it's a fine watch. I can't imagine what you'd be alluding to.
Well, this is really going to get into the weeds, to be using more sailing terminology, because weeds are in the... Never mind.
Into the seaweeds.
The word skipper on the original watch was where the word Carrera is now, but they have chosen to give the word Carrera precedence, as well as the words Tag Heuer in the logo. Now, Tag Heuer have used just Heuer as like a historic emblem in some of its contemporary watches.
Sure.
Here they've chosen not to do that. So some fans, the uber nerds who like those extra little details, might say that this isn't a pure version. But then again, for me, it is a modern, updated version of the whole Carrera series in its entirety. So, but that brings us to the price, Tom. Tag Heuer, it's the entry-level brand, Swiss watch brand. Is it a good one? We'll summarise on that in a moment, but is it a cheap one? Do you know how much this watch costs?
I'm going to hazard a guess at £5,900. It's to say, yes, I do know how much it costs. It's £5,900.
That's getting up there for the price of an Omega Moonwatch.
I appreciate that, but I really like this Carrera. I think it's awesome. I really love this design, and this is a fun twist on that. If you like the word skipper, big and bold on your subdials, I mean, I would be inclined to ditch the other Carrera and just have this one Carrera. That's how strongly I like it.
It is a really cool watch, and the fact that we would even consider it going toe-to-toe with an Omega Moonwatch without absolutely laughing it out of the shop goes to show that really, I think Tag Heuer is a real watch brand that you should consider and respect. So great work from Tag Heuer. I'm sure you'll agree, Tom. One more point of contention, if I may. Have you enjoyed their website page of the Tag Heuer Carrera Skipper?
Yeah, if you do want to find out more about this watch, you can go over to Tag Heuer's website and learn more. If your computer is up to the task, because I've had to shut down the webpage because my PC is about to take off. But if you're a fan of 2004 Sid Meier's Pirates and you played that on an underpowered PC like I did back in the day, then you might enjoy this product page, because you can scroll through a very lo-fi ocean and go on a little journey through the various points of interest on this watch. My favourite one actually is the glass box design and how it offers rapid time telling even while taming the strong ocean winds. So you can see through the glass and tell the time even when it's windy. So you failed to mention that, Andrew, but I think it's worth noting.
I would say that's as much a flaw of the user as it is the watch during a very strong wind. But yeah, those graphics, I do implore you, dear viewer and listener, to venture onto the website to enjoy them yourselves. It is like a show reel of early Pixar. I don't know who signed it off, but they're blind. Dear viewer and listener, what do you think of Tag Heuer? Does this new Skipper watch float your boat? And does it really prove once and for all that Tag Heuer is a proper watch brand? Let us know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe as well. And if you're looking to buy or sell a watch, please go over to watchfinder.com. Thank you very much.